Your team is busy, really busy. They're crushing deadlines, checking off tasks, staying late, and doing everything they can just to keep the day from exploding. But here's the problem. They're not solving anything. They're just doing tasks. And if you're being honest, you can feel it. The fires never stop, the same issues keep resurfacing, and even though work is getting done, real progress is not being made. And this right here might be the biggest leadership blind spot inside modern organizations today, because a team that's always doing is a team that's quietly drowning. I'm Renee Fry, and this is Building Your High-Performing Team, where we help you hire smarter, reduce turnover, drive business results so you can finally sleep at night. If you want proven strategies to hire better and build teams that last, hit subscribe. We drop new insights every week. Let me paint a picture for you. It's Monday morning. Your team gets a list of tasks. They execute flawlessly. Emails answered, reports completed, projects checked off. By Friday, everyone's exhausted, but every box is ticked. Sounds successful, right? Because here's what most leaders don't see until someone like me walks in. And I'll give you an example. A few months ago, I was working with a manufacturing client whose production floor looked incredibly productive on paper. Overtime every week, machines running nonstop, employees moving at full speed. You'd walk the floor and think, wow, this team is dialed in. But here's the kicker. Throughput wasn't improving at all, not even a little. And the team was exhausted. They were busy, but they weren't actually solving anything. Every single day, they were fighting the same exact fires because no one had the time or the framework to step back and analyze what was really going on to fix the root cause. On paper, they were performing. In reality, the business was stuck. And that's the danger of a doer culture. Activity does not equal progress. And here's what's happening behind the scenes in a doer culture. People respond to whatever's directly in front of them. They're firefighters, not architects. They jump to solutions without understanding the real problem. A reactive team mistakes activity for progress. And they're busy, but they're not moving forward. The business isn't moving forward. And you slowly lose competitive advantage because no one's thinking ahead. Root causes stay hidden, solutions become temporary band-aids, and the same problems keep resurfacing again and again and again. And burnout isn't overwork, it's meaninglessness. Then there's burnout. When people are only focused on doing, not thinking, their work becomes mechanical. They're drained, not energized. And I hear this all the time when I'm interviewing candidates. One told me, Renee, every day felt like I was responding to chaos. I wasn't doing meaningful work. I was just trying to survive the day. And that wasn't a lack of talent. That was burnout disguised as busyness. It was a doer's culture sucking the life out of a high-performing employee. And that's where quiet quitting starts long before someone actually resigns. Your team stops offering ideas because they don't see the point. They already know the cycle is going to repeat. Burnout isn't caused by too much work. It's caused by too much meaningless work. And when employees don't feel like they're solving anything real, motivation disappears. So what does the alternative look like? A problem-solving culture. This is one where your team doesn't just execute tasks. They understand why those tasks exist, how it's connected to the business. They ask questions, they experiment, they learn, they improve. And most importantly, they solve problems at their level. Instead of compliance, they lead with curiosity. Instead of blindly following processes, they challenge them and strengthen them. And improvement stops being a project, it becomes a habit, and habits compound. Now, none of this works without psychological safety. Your team must feel safe to share ideas, report issues, and take calculated risks. I worked with a team where nobody spoke up in meetings. Not because they didn't have ideas, but they didn't feel seen, heard, or valued. And when their leader made one simple shift, acknowledging contributions publicly, asking genuine questions of the team, and showing people he had their back, everything changed. People started speaking up. They started sharing issues early. They trusted that their voice mattered. And that trust created a deeper connection, stronger teamwork, and real loyalty to the company and the work they did. When employees feel seen, heard, and safe, they don't hold back. They share openly. They solve faster. They collaborate at a higher level. That's psychological safety, and it is a competitive advantage. And then there's systems thinking. Your team stops seeing isolated tasks and starts seeing how everything is connected. A plant manager I worked with reached out one day completely frustrated. He said, "Renee, we've had maintenance out 3 times this week. We've retrained operators, replaced parts, and the machine is still going down. What are we missing?" And because we had such a strong relationship, he trusted me enough to be candid. And I told him, take a deep breath, take a step back, give yourself some real thinking time. Not to ask, what's wrong with the machine, but instead explore deeper questions like, walk through everything that happens the hour before downtime. How well does our schedule support the natural rhythm of production? What patterns am I seeing across all the shifts? What information isn't being shared in handoffs that could change everything? And what upstream decision might be creating a downstream mess right there? A few days later, he called me and said, it wasn't the machine, it was our scheduling. Operators were rushing changeovers, skipping warm-up times, and setting up inconsistently. Fix the schedule, the downtime disappeared. That's systems thinking. The real problem is almost never where the pain shows up. Let's talk about ownership, where real transformation happens. Ownership builds confidence, and when people see their ideas lead to real change, engagement skyrockets. Autonomy reduces bottlenecks, and problems get solved by the people closest to them. And this brings us to the biggest leadership shift of all. 5 leadership mistakes that create doer cultures. Now, let's talk about the mistakes that leaders make that accidentally create doer cultures. Mistake number 1, you reward speed over depth. Mistake number 2, you solve problems for your team. And I've seen this play out firsthand with a leadership team that I worked with. These leaders were sharp, fast thinkers, experienced operators, true exceptional performers, but their instinct to give answers quickly was unintentionally shutting down their team's ability to think. Every time they solved a problem for someone, they sent the message, bring it to me, I'll figure it out. But the team stopped offering ideas. They defaulted upward. They waited. When we shifted their approach from giving answers to asking questions, everything changed. Within weeks, people took much more ownership. Ideas were flowing again. Leaders had breathing room because the team finally felt empowered to think, experiment, and contribute. That's the magic of patience. That's the magic of letting people think. The correction? Ask questions instead of giving answers. Mistake number 3, you only recognize output, not learning. Mistake number 4, you unintentionally punish failure. Mistake number 5, you don't communicate the why. These don't make you a bad leader, they make you human. Correcting them is what makes you exceptional. Now I have a quick diagnostic that you could do. Rate your team from 1 to 5 on the following statements that I'm going to read. My team waits for direction instead of identifying problems on their own. We are busy every day, but the same problems keep recurring. People rarely bring solutions, only issues. We make decisions slowly because everything needs approval. We have almost no time dedicated to improvement, experimentation, or learning. Now, add up your scores. If you're between 5 and 10, you're a solver culture with room to grow. If you scored 11 to 18, you're in the messy middle. Small shifts will transform your team. And if you are 19 plus, you are running a doer culture, and this is your turning point. So I'm giving you a 1-week challenge. What's one improvement, just one teeny tiny step that you're going to implement this week? Say it out loud, write it down, put it in the comments, Tell your team. Change doesn't happen when you learn something. Change happens when you act on it. You don't build a problem-solving culture by accident. You build it through intention. You build it by treating your team like thinkers, not machines. And by creating space for ideas, not just execution. By showing people their minds are more valuable than their ability to check boxes. And when you make that shift, fires disappear, burnout eases, roadblocks lift, and your same team, the very same people you already have, becomes the team that transforms your business. Because people rise to the level of environment you create. If this resonated with you, share it with another hiring leader who's serious about building stronger teams. And if I can help you, that's what I'm here for. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We drop fresh insights every week to help you hire smarter and lead stronger. And if you're ready to fill a critical role or strengthen your leadership pipeline, visit talentq.net, where exceptional companies meet exceptional people. I'm Renee Fry, and this has been Building Your High-Performing Team. From the recruiters who know your business, Talent Q. When your team is dialed in, that's when leadership feels effortless. Cheers for now, and I'll see you in the next one.